Morning, everybody. Actually, I should say good afternoon, everybody. My name is Karla. You've reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross-stitch, but also crochet, and then sometimes other crafts that I enjoy, and a little bit of life thrown in. This is Delilah. She is very active right at the moment, so if you hear bangs or crashes or see her flying through the air, don't be surprised. Today is Sunday, March 9th. It's FlossTube number 275. It is 12:15 in the afternoon. I am running completely late because I forgot about the time change and I slipped in. So I was snoozing away. I got up early to feed the kitty and, go to the bathroom, do the things you have to do at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then I went back to bed and I was just dozy, and the kitty ate her breakfast and was getting really cuddly. It was really like chilly out, and so it was so nice to snuggle, and I'm thinking, oh, it's okay, it's not that late. And then my roommate came by and was like, I forgot about the time change, and I'm like, crap, it was like 11 o'clock almost. I'm like, maybe I should get up, take a shower, try and get ready and do my video. So yeah, so now I'm feeling all discombobulated and whatever. As I said, because it's a little bit later, it may be noisier here today, so just bear with me. As I said, Delilah is being very active and she's been really like flying around the room this morning. Sammy is outside on his lead, but he is barking whenever neighbors go by, which actually is quite often right now because our new next door neighbors had a baby this week. So, well, I guess the end of last week or last weekend, but of course they brought the baby home. And so there has been a parade of people coming to see the baby, which is weird to me because when I was growing up, I was always like taught that, you don't bother a new family, you let them, but, I guess that's not their culture. Their culture is like everybody's uncle and aunt is stopping by to bring food and see the baby. So Sammy's outside, and every time new people come by, of course, he has to greet them and bark. So if it gets a little noisy, just bear with me. But I mean, it's exciting to have a new baby next door. I haven't actually even seen the baby. Lorraine's seen the baby. It's a boy. He's named after his dad, so his name is David, I think, but his middle name is like Maximilian, or so they're calling him Max because the dad's David. So anyway, I haven't seen him yet. I haven't heard him. Even though we share a wall, these are well-built older homes, so you don't hear stuff. I mean, you hear like clunky noises occasionally, like if furniture gets moved on the opposite wall, but I haven't heard voices, TV, anything like that. So no baby cries or anything. Who knows when it's older and screaming, maybe, but so far nothing. Okay, so I always tell you guys a little bit of life stories, and I do have what I think is a funny one to share with you today. I just, it was a way to make something that was awful at the time into funny stories. So this is last Monday, and I have, as I've gotten older and crotchetier and everything, I don't wear what I would call regular bras that much anymore. Regular underwire, uncomfortable. I wear more of like a sportsy type, wrap bra that doesn't have hooks and just more comfortable, but not quite as supportive and not quite as flattering. But Monday I got dressed. I was wearing a cute little, what my mom would have called a sweater set, but it wasn't a sweater. It was knit, but it was like a little tanky top with a little jacket over it that tied in sort of a really pretty green. And I was feeling really cute. And I thought, I'm gonna put on one of my good bras. Sorry if I'm shaking. My desk is a little bit more shaky today. Ooh, that was bad. Sorry. Anyway, so I was gonna put on one of my good bras, so that I had a really nice figure at work, because I was feeling it that day. So, I put on, it was a front clasp bra, You probably see where this is going. Drove to work, and I have been picking up my friend. Again, her husband, I always used to pick her up in the morning, and then when her husband had surgery for like the last 2 months, I haven't because he's been driving her in. But he went back to work, so it was time for me to start picking her up again. So just as I like pulled up to her house, I felt like a pop, and I like, did my pants pop? You know, it was like a little, and I'm like, something feels weird. What feels weird? And I realized, oh, my bra got unclasped. So I'm sitting in the car trying to fix my bra, and which is not an easy thing. And I got it all hooked together, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, and I realized that the stupid front clasp of this bra broke. So it is the stupidest design in the world. It's like this big clasp, right? So you'd think it would be really nice, and you know, you put the little thing through the holes, and then you snap it, you know, closed tight. But the design is so flawed and stupid, and not only that, it's plastic. So the thing that's actually holding this bra together, a bra meant for people with larger, heavier breasts, two teeny little prongs at the end of this clasp is what's holding the thing together. When I say teeny, I mean the size of like a sprinkle on your cupcake, a little round sprinkle. That's how big those are. And one of them broke because it's plastic. So there's no way for this bra clasp to stay clasped. So I didn't totally realize that yet, but I got to work. So I drove to work with her in the car, you know, unclasped. And because it's a front clasp bra, you know, if it was a back clasp that isn't clasped, you could kind of just leave the front, you know, attached and whatever, deal with the back. But no, it's the front. So it's like having open. So we get into the office. My boss doesn't come in till a little bit later, so that's good. So I went into his office, and we have like kind of an open plan office. I mean, we do have sliding glass doors, but everything is viewable in the office. There's no like hidden space. But I went into his area, sat in his chair, turned around, and I'm like, got my top up, and I'm trying to fix the thing, and that's when I realized it was broken. I thought, well, can I, you know, tape it with like packing tape? It was no. I had to take my bra off at work. Thank God I was wearing a two-piece thing, and I had 2 layers covering me. Like, I don't think anybody would have been able to tell unless I said something. It's not like, you know, I looked horrible, but I felt naked and exposed all day. And we had 2 client meetings that day. And you know, and I'm sitting at my desk, sort of like hunched, and you know, it was the worst feeling to feel so exposed. I mean, you know, that's the only word I can use. It was horrible. And oh, that bra, and it's gorgeous bra. I've worn it like twice, 2 or 3 times, and it's really pretty. And it's like, now it's like, do I even bother to try and fix it? To fix it, I would have to buy a clasp, a metal one, but I could get the same kind of clasp. To get one like from Amazon or something, and then I would have to actually cut the fabric to put it in, and then hand sew it, because I'm not pulling out a sewing machine to do that. I don't even know if it's worth it. The clasp itself would probably be almost 20 bucks, and then would I ever wear it? But it's so pretty, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm even gonna fix it. Right now I'm mad at it, so no. But that was the start to my week, so you can imagine. Okay, so that's my life. You know, that's like, you know, I come on here and I say, you know, I stubbed my toe and I think it's broken, or I had to go through work all day with my bra broken and I had to take it off. You know, that's the kind of life I lead. Okay, so on to the actual cross stitch and crochet that I did this week. Again, it was very busy at work, meaning I was very tired when I got home from work. So, you know, I did a little bit every day, but not both, you know, not both crafts every day. So what I have to show you, I have to show you. Also, I am noticing, and if anybody else has had this, let me know. And if you found like a solution better than what I'm doing, because I'm doing a lot of crochet and I'm working on baskets, which is tougher on the hands. This area of my finger, the side of my finger right here, there's nothing like you can see. It's not like I have a bruise, but it's tender. And I noticed it like then it's tender when I'm stitching too with, you know, cause you kind of like rest your needle right there. I started using these little rubber things, and if I put they have like a texture thing, and I put that where like the needle will go, and it helps. I haven't tried anything with the crochet, but do you guys have any solutions? I know there's like little dot things, but they bug me. It's you know, it's a hard situation to feel like your fingers aren't giving you the tactile sensation you need, but it hurts, so you need to do something. So I don't know. Okay, so let's do crochet first. I did finish the basket that I'm making for my friend. Her birthday's tomorrow, so I'm gonna bring it to work. I think it turned out pretty cool. I added that, I don't know if I showed you the dark brown. I added this when I ran out of something at the top here. And so it kind of made this little stripe, subtle, but I think it looks pretty good. And the eyelash yarn, of course, makes it fluffy, hairy, feathery, whatever word you want to use. It's an interesting look. I don't know yet, you know, if I would do that again. I do like it for this one. I think she's gonna really like it. I did happen to have, when I got all of the strapping, when I started making these baskets, I got a set of 3 different colors, and I happened to have this one that's yellow on one side, and I think like a dark blue, I don't know, on the other, but the yellow was perfect. So she has already, I mean, she knows I'm making it for her. She hasn't seen it, but she's like, I think all of her facial and body lotions and potions are gonna go in this. So that's that basket. And because I am basket obsessed right now, I started 2 more. One is for my roommate Lorraine, and one is for me so Lorraine requested shades of like red, pink, black, because that kind of goes with her bedroom decor right now. I don't know what she'll do when she, you know, redecorates for the spring. I guess I'll have to make her another one. But anyway, so this is the bottom. I just did the turning row, so it doesn't like have a wall yet, or much of a wall, but I think it's gonna be really gorgeous. So I'll probably put black straps on it, unless I want to buy some more strapping and get like a red, but which I might. But that's that one. And then the other one that I'm making, I decided to make bigger. She's also going to use that. I think I mentioned before, she paints like rocks, and she did a thing years ago where she made little rocks that she painted with different flowers motifs on them, and she called them peace blossoms, and she would take them like to craft fairs and stuff, and people really enjoyed them. And she has a couple event things coming up where she thought she wanted to do the peace blossoms again, so she's gonna create a bunch of those, and then she said she's also gonna use the basket as the vessel for people to choose them from. So then the one I'm making for myself, I'm making, as you can see, bigger. I just did the turning. And this is sort of black and rainbow. So the bottom has the yellow, but as you can see, the one yarn I'm using that's sort of striped, the mandala yarn, I just got into the orange. But So this, as the basket goes up, it's gonna kind of go through where you see the stripes. Now, I'm also using a rainbow yarn, which is why there's all kinds of colors. I've got two kind of rainbow yarns. I've got one that's just a rainbow. I guess I can show you. Oops. This one. And the color changes on this are very quick, so that creates a nice effect. And then I have a speckle yarn. So black base, but then you get these little bits of color sticking out, which also kind of gives it a little bit of texture because the little bits stick out a little bit. So anyway, I'm pretty excited about this one. I think it's gonna look really pretty. Obviously I'm making it much bigger, and because I want to get through the stripes, I'm gonna go until I hit at least all the colors that I want to get to, at least through the green. So if it turns out to be, you know, this tall, that's what it's gonna be. Okay. Now Delilah is mostly pretty good about the crochet, although when I am, especially with this multiple strand thing, you know, I have the basket of yarn like a little bit of ways from me, and so there's strings that are kind of flowing. She gets a little bit kitten interested in the yarn. She did grab one yesterday, and well, it wasn't yesterday, the other day, and took off across the room. So I had a string that was attached on one end to what I was working on the other end of the basket, and she dragged it like halfway across the room. So I had to roll it back in. But she's good. She's mostly good. I have noticed though, she does that kitten thing where she really likes jeans, and she thinks that they're like, oh, that would be fun to stick my claws in. And it's like, kitten, there are legs under those jeans. That hurts. Okay, so that's it for my crochets. Whips, as I said, I didn't work on a ton. I only have 2 to show you, and then a new start. So I did work on my Autumn Equinox Pixie. This is by Bella Filipina. And I did do a skin conversion on her. For those of you who knew, haven't heard the story 1,000 times. I stitched her arm first, was the first skin. And I realized that the way it was charted, the colors just blended right into this fabric, which I think the fabric is gorgeous. This is a hand-dyed by Rolanda fabric. And the colors just completely blended in. So I pulled out the whole arm, and I found skin color sets from Lord Libidan or Libidian, something like that. Anyway, I used the next color. I stitched the whole arm, and I think it was still too late. So I pulled that all out, and I chose a darker color tone, or a darker color set. And now I think it looks good. So I worked on her top half, is finished. So it's just the bottom half, her legs, and the bobble things. I worked on this petal of her skirt. But yeah, her top half is finished even with the beading. I mean, there might be a random bead here and there I have to put in, but I think the top half is completely done. she is fun to work on. Very pretty. And I don't know, we'll see if it's possible to get her finished this year. That'll be nice. Okay, then I did work on Zinnia. I am determined to get her finished this year. I actually worked on her twice, although I didn't get a bunch done either time this week. And I'm not putting in the arch because I'm doing all of the Bewitching Pixies on interesting backgrounds fabrics. This one is this gate with the big moon. And yep, she's growing. So I worked a little bit here and here. Then the new start was completely not planned as a new start. So for my, Saturday when I have time to do crafting type thing, I plan to put the handles on the basket, which I did. And then my other two things that I wanted to get done yesterday were to kit up the project that I'm gonna do for my friend Tracy, my bird project that I do every year for her. And I decided to do the bird out of the Winter Just CrossStitch magazine. This one. I just like it. It really, it's just one of those things that I just like it. Now, I have been doing all of the projects for her on a backgrounds fabric. I had like 3 different colors and, I can't find them. I know that they're around here somewhere because I saw them a couple weeks ago when I was unpacking a box, but I don't know what I did with them. And to be honest, I didn't want to tear everything apart to find them. So I just pulled this kind of pretty gray blue, even weave. I think that I'll look good on that. Tracy is not the kind of person that would enjoy sparkly fabric as much as I do, so it's a good way to use some of my non-sparkly fabric. And this isn't modeled or anything, it's just a really pretty sort of wintry gray blue color. And then I pulled the flosses. You can always tell when I'm doing a bird for Tracy because the colors are less they're much more natural colors, because she really likes the natural looking birds. So, and I enjoy doing them for her. So it makes a little bit of a difference. A different type of thing. Okay, so then the second project that I wanted to kit up, I had mentioned to you guys last week that I was looking at this floss that Dawn, my friend Dawn Duval sent me for the holidays, which is a Bestitch Me Evil Queen silk. And it's so pretty. It's 50-yard, skein. And it was like, I need to do something with this. So I went looking for a monochromatic type project. I looked at ink circles and I was like, I don't think I want to do like a mandala. And then I was thinking, like, I've seen, especially Laura Stitching the Shore has been talking about Lina Ova patterns a lot. And so I went and looked there. And they're awfully big, but I saw one that I liked and I realized I don't have to do the whole thing. So I chose Little Mermaid, which is this one. But what I'm doing is I'm only doing this half. I think I am going to do the words because, they're from the book. It says, but a mermaid has no tears and therefore she suffers so much more. But I'm not going to do the ship or the octopus. So it's going to be like just that, but then I'm pulling the border all the way around. I thought that would be cool. So I looked at, you know, the floss requirement and everything, and I was like, I don't think, even with cutting it in half, I don't think the 50 yards that I have is going to be enough, and I don't want to cut it tight. So I'm like, well, I could do like the main part with the Evil Queen and then do the borders, you know, different. And I do have a bag of silks. I have a lot of like purples and greens and blues because that's, I really actually didn't get silk really until my mom passed away. And then I went and I bought a bunch of silk because I wanted to do silk for the rose project that I did for her. So now I have a bag of silks, and you know, it's a good excuse to pull them out. So I wanted to use silks. I needed to find the perfect fabric, and I found, it's just called Multicolored. It's Dying for CrossStitch. It's a 28 count Monaco. I thought, you know, a sparkly would be nice, but I didn't have one that hit it for me, and this one did. So this is the fabric that I chose. I'm showing you the wrong side right now, so. But this is the fabric. I just thought like the greens and blues and purples just really said oceany stuff to me, so it worked really well. And then I had fun going through my bag of silks and pulling all these greens and purples that I think will work together. So I'm doing the big kind of shell border with this. This is a Water Lilies Appalachia. And then I have Water Lilies Wisteria, Water Lilies Iris, Water Lilies Aubergine, and then I have a green. I don't know what that is. This is a Verissoir, this light green. And then I have this Splendor, which I don't think I'm going to end up using that one. It's a little too bright. And then this is the Evil Queen, which is going to be the bulk of it. But I started it yesterday because I was having so much fun with the silks. I started it, now I'm obsessed, and I want to work on it again today. So that's where I got. I think it's gonna be really pretty. And this part is gonna be the Evil Queen. But I think it's gonna be really pretty. It's really fun to work with the silks. I mean, stitching wise, it's pretty much the same, except I find that they slip out of the needle a lot faster, a lot easier than cotton, which that part of is a bit of a pain, but yeah. So I'm enjoying it. I think it's going to be beautiful. Working with the silks is fun. And, you know, I was going to start this in April, and then I realized, well, you know, my fancy folk is what I'm doing this month, and a mermaid is certainly fancy folk, so it works. Okay, so that is my new start. I don't have any haul to show you. Plans is just to keep going. I found that I'm focusing, you know, like I have 11 or 12 projects that are on my list for the month, but I'm focusing on like 3 or 4. And if that's how it goes for me this year, then that's fine. I'm not gonna stress about it. You know, I want to get stuff finished. So if I feel like focusing on something to get it done, that's how it's gonna be. You know, sweet kind of thing. Okay, well, that's all I really have to share with you guys today. I realize this is, I guess, a shorter video because I didn't stitch as much as I normally do. Well, I don't know what normal is. But I'm getting really hungry, so my stomach's growling. I need to go eat something. And until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.